Okay, guys, together we're going to do these reflections in lines other than the y or x axis. So what we want to do is look at, in this one it first says to draw your reflection in the line y equals -1. So we have to go to the y-axis and find -1 on the y-axis. And on the y-axis, -1 sits right here. So the line y equals -1 would be a horizontal line lying at -1. So the deal here is that we just went one extra unit below the y-axis. So when we reverse this image and we find its reflection, you're going to find that when we go below, we'll be 2 units away from the x, 2 additional units away. So for example, to get from this line to point A, I went 3 units. So now I have to go 3 units in the opposite. It's not happy with me. 3 units in the opposite direction. There we go. And then I would walk down from there. I would have to create the image that this is 6 units long, right? This goes from 2 up to 8. So this would go from 4 down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units to being down at -10. For some reason, my iPad does not like this image, this picture that I've included here. So this would be like A prime and B prime. So I'm reflecting, remember. Let me get my eraser and get rid of this little line right here. Okay, so let's take it one more time. If we're at if we're trying to look for point C, it would be like this if I make a dotted line all the way to point C, right? So I would follow that same dotted line, the same distance in the opposite direction, and I would get to this last point here. That's C prime. So again, let me get rid of my dotted line. So I'm just making my mirror image here on the opposite side, okay? To get point D, I would move the same distance away from the line in the opposite direction to get point D prime. Then E prime, F prime, H prime, or G prime, excuse me, and then H prime. So this would look like this. So this is E, and that's F, G, and H. Okay, it's hard for me to label this. So let's go through our image points and label those as well. So if we look at this, I want to be crystal clear. This is like using the x-axis as a reflection, right? We're only 1 unit below the x-axis. So the thing that's actually changing are the y values. Our x values never changed. So our x values remain the same, but our y values have shifted. So this becomes 2, -4. And 2, -10. And then 5, -10. 5. D prime is at 5, -7. Did I move the picture? Sorry, y'all. E prime is at 4, -7. F prime is 4. Oh, D is F. It's 4, -9. I'm sorry, guys. I made a mistake. E is at 4 and -7. F is at 4 and -9. G is at 3 and -9. And H is at 3 and -4. Whew, sorry, that was tricky for me to label them. So what I want you to do is take a look at what's happening with these ordered pairs. And this is a little bit tricky, but I have X, Y And in this case, my x stayed the same, my y changed, and because I'm 1 unit away from the x-axis, remember, this is only 1 unit in this direction, then I only had to go 1 additional unit in the opposite direction. So that's 2 total units. So I took my y's, reversed their sign, and I went down another 2 units. Okay, because I went 1 unit away from that x-axis. So I had to add 2 units because it's a reflection, right? Whatever I go in one direction, I have to go the same distance in the opposite direction. Okay? We're going to try this on the next slide. Pause if you need to pause and work through your own example. The next slide is x equals -1. All right, let's try this. We're going to go through x equals -1. So that means you need to go to your x-axis, find -1, and draw a vertical line at x equals -1. And then what we're going to do is reflect each of the individual ordered pairs over this line. So for example, A is 3 units away, so A prime needs to be 3 units away. So B prime would be up here, 3 units from the line x equals 1. And I'm going to trace around this edges of my picture. I'm like really struggling today on this app to draw this. It does not like the picture at all. So I apologize if it's doing weird things in the video. But this would be A, B, C, D, E, and then we have F, G on the inside, and H. I keep moving the image itself. I'm sorry for that. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to connect all of these together. Oh. Something just got deleted? No, we're good. Here it goes. Thought I lost point H, but it was right there. So here's my picture now. And this goes E, and then inside, these are really hard for me to always label, but this one's F, and this one's G. So we're going to label our new ordered pairs over here on the left-hand side. So remember, the idea is we have to go just as far away from the line as we did on the right-hand side. So our original pre-image is 3 units away from the line of reflection. So is our actual design. But remember, the line x equals 1 is only 1 unit from the y-axis. So we only actually went 1 unit in the opposite direction. So that means that we want to go 1 unit the other way. Okay? So let's go ahead and try this together. A would be -4, 2. B would be -4, 8. C is -7, 8. D is -7, 5. E is -6, 5. F is -6 and 7. G is -5 and 7. And H is -5 and 2. So one more time. Our line of reflection was 1 unit further away than the normal X or y-axis reflection. So what we did was we took X, Y, and this is a vertical line. So the X values changed their sign, and we added that extra unit on either side of the line of reflection. So they changed their sign and decreased by 2 units, but the Y values did not change. So remember, this rule that we're creating here is based on the line of reflection itself. So one of the easiest ways for us to feel just as confident is actually to draw the picture ourselves and include the line of reflection. Remember that y equals is always a horizontal line, and x equals is always a vertical line. Good luck and keep me posted whether you need help.